Hi there, so this blog's about the environment body-mind connection. So sometimes it can be difficult enough for us to get our head around the idea that the body and mind are connected together. So in the environment body-mind connection, we're going across an even fuller spectrum of how what goes on outside us influences the body, and then what goes on in the body then influences the thoughts. So in Chinese medicine, we use this body-mind connection in a much greater degree of detail than what we often do in a Western sense. So in a Chinese medicine sense, it's widely recognised that different organs within the body associate to different emotions, and obviously those different emotions come with different sets of thoughts. So for example, the liver is associated with the spectrum of anger. So anger and assertion within the body is seen as a function of the liver, and obviously when we're thinking, so when we're experiencing that emotion, it obviously comes in with a mental narrative. So let's say, for example, your liver's a little bit irritated, those signals come up, and then the mind creates a narrative that sits to that. So you might be thinking angry thoughts, or the heart is associated with loving thoughts. You know, when the heart is particularly stimulated, you get lots of thoughts in your mind about things that you feel warm towards and loving towards. So there we've got a quick example of how the body and mind connect together, and each organ actually comes with a particular thought form that associates to it. But how we can stretch it out then is we can see that what happens outside of us then influences the body and then sends that signal straight through to the thoughts. So it's a bit like maybe you're doing something in your life, or someone's irritating you, for example. That choice you've made, perhaps it's an occupation or an activity that you're doing, can then maybe upset that faculty within you, your liver, which creates the need to assert yourself. So then that comes through to the mind of thoughts about like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to deal with this situation? How am I going to assert myself? So it's never quite as simple as just the body and mind being connected together. We've got a full spectrum that comes all the way in from what we choose to do with our time, how that then influences the body and how that influences your thoughts. And this is important because quite often, even when we get a grasp of the fact that the body and mind are connected together and choose to really look after the body by doing lots of exercises, you've got to think that your body never actually really switches off from your environment. When is your body ever separate from what you're choosing to do? It never is. So what you choose to do with yourself is an extension of who you are. So it's really important that you choose to do things that really nourish you, and it will nourish your internal organs. It will nourish your internal emotions, and then it nourishes your internal thoughts as well. Thanks.